All right, folks, it looks like another 10x cycle is loading for XRP. And what I mean by that is off of these bear market lows that we've seen in 2022 and in 2018, from those levels, XRP likes to bounce by over 1,000%, meaning that another 10 bagger is probably loading up for XRP right now. From $1 to $10, that makes a lot of sense. Some people say we fall short. Some people say we're going a lot higher. But even just the opportunity of riding XRP back up to $5 and $10 has my attention. And the long-term trajectory of going to triple digits and beyond is why we've loaded up so much of it just in case. And I firmly believe that we are entering the utility cycle with Clarity Act regulations passing this year. And we conclude the conflict in Iran here shortly. We clean up this liquidity crisis that's been going on in private credit. You sort out some of these issues. Easier said than done, of course, we acknowledge that. But on the other side of this, the inflows come back, and XRP is going to do what it's done every single cycle, which is provide you not just the 5x, not just the 7 or 8x, but it's been over a 10 bagger for the past few cycles. I'm not expecting another 60,000% bull run like we had in 2017, 2018, but we definitely could be loading another 10 bagger for you. Let's get right on into the update. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I wanted to make everybody aware this is breaking just in. Got confirmation from the team at iTrust Capital that they have enabled in-kind withdrawals from the premium custody account. So you no longer have to rely on your own self-custody or paying fees on your holdings. They have completely free institutional grade custody with US-based customer support. One of the big holdups for a lot of folks is they said, well, if I just need to get my crypto out, the only way I can get money out is it converts it to USD, sends it to my bank account. Closed loop system, great for security. But what if I want my crypto out? The team there at iTrust Capital, they've listened to our concern on that matter. They've enabled in-kind withdrawals, but they've also stacked up additional security layers on top of that to make sure that you're, actually wanting to withdraw your crypto and that it's you that's making that move. So that is now enabled. Use my link down below to get a $100 funding bonus. And you can also go check out the tutorial that I did on opening up the premium custody account. It literally only took me 10 minutes and funded it. Got the $100 funding bonus myself. But we have inflation data coming in. Japanese PPI year over year, actual 6.3%. The forecast was for 5.6%. The previous reading was 4.9%. So inflation coming in hot in Japan. And that's why I retweeted this data point and I said, will a rate hike to 1% be enough? Right? The consensus understanding is that the Bank of Japan is going to raise rates to 1% from 75 basis points to 100. But will that be enough? Right? The USD versus JPY pairing has been hovering here above 160 for quite some time. All the currency intervention over the past month didn't stop this from coming back to that 160 danger level. So we're going to have to continue to monitor that situation along with hot CPI inflation coming in the United States of America. May CPI inflation rises to 4.2%, the highest level since April of 2023. Now, here's where we came in a little bit lower was in the core reading. So core CPI, which reminder, I consider to be about useless. I mean, it strips out food and energy. I don't need an inflation gauge that doesn't include food and energy. I don't know about you guys. I need some food. I need some energy. And those are the big reasons why that headline number went up to 4.2%. It was mostly energy. And as long as the Strait of Hormuz is not opened up, as long as we're still choked out on supply, the oil industry has done a fantastic job of rerouting shipments, working around, but the experts are saying that we're still, we need to replace a billion barrels of oil. This isn't something that is easily done. This isn't a crypto where we can just make more of it. This isn't, fiat currency where we can just make more of it. It's not how it works. And so the energy crisis is leading to that inflation number coming in hot. And the big news here, the big data point that brought down the core reading, one, it strips out food and energy, so it's already, throw it out the window. But they say that insurance costs for cars went down. That's right. The core CPI miss was entirely due to an unexpected plunge in car insurance index, which tumbled by 1.7% month over month. Now, I asked Twitter, can I find one person on Twitter who can report their car insurance costs going down? Just one. And I'm asking you guys on YouTube as well, too. Can I just find one person that can confirm that insurance costs on your car just went down? I just got my bill for both of my vehicles, and I don't think that it got any cheaper. I'll go confirm, but I don't think it did. Can anybody confirm car insurance costs going down? Yeah. Okay. And then here comes the next big move. So President Trump tweets out this morning, Iran's military is a complete and total mess. Much of it, like their Navy and Air Force, doesn't even exist anymore. They have been completely defeated. Iran is all talk and no action. The bully of the Middle East is dead. They've taken too long to negotiate a deal that would have been great for them. Now they will have to pay the price. So the futures started to tank on this news. And when the market opened up this morning, we got a big wipeout. But then President Trump followed up with a statement that this is the best blockade ever and the fake news media won't cover it. And it was like the algorithms picked that up and they're like, oh, Trump says blockade good. It's going good. And the market bounces. So we get this bounce on Bitcoin. We get this bounce on stocks after opening up down. But we'll continue to watch. I mean, oil right here hovering right around $90 per barrel this morning. I'm expecting a bigger jump in this. Not much of a reaction this morning because he followed up this statement that we're about to hammer them, as I've been warning you guys is coming, whether I support it or don't support it, whether you like it or don't like it, whether you voted for him or didn't vote for him. We just have to acknowledge situation here. And I've been saying that the climax of the conflict hasn't been reached, and we're not opening up the Strait of the Hormuz until we hammer them. That's just what I'm seeing. And that's what's being confirmed by President Trump right here, with the market getting whipsawed back and forth on every single tweet, every single headline in this fake manipulated market that we live in. But I want to bring it here all together for you guys so you understand where we're at in this crypto cycle and how it relates to XRP price explosion coming after we reach the climax of this conflict, which will bring in our lows. The bear market bottom comes in, and then we catch the bounce. Right? And we're seeing data point after data point that confirms that we're near the crypto bear market bottom. If you look at the trading volume on centralized exchanges, we covered this a couple videos ago. It takes us back to 2023 was the last time that we saw trading volume this low on centralized exchanges. This is a ghost town out here. Nobody's left, like besides us crazy people. We're still here. We're still buying. We haven't left. And it's not going to be a shock to us when we pack it up 5 baggers and 10 baggers on the next cycle. Everybody else that comes back in late, like they always do, we'll revert them back to videos like this one. We'll say, during the depths of the bear market, when nobody wanted to touch this thing, when centralized exchange volume was at the lowest levels in years, nobody was here, everybody was making fun of us, that's when we were buying. That's how we made a 10-bagger. We're going to be telling them these stories just a couple years from now. When we catch that bounce, when we go back into the bull run, when the inflows return, and then crypto's hot and sexy again. We buy it when it's not hot, when it's not sexy. When you're embarrassed to admit you're in crypto, that's when I love to buy. When you get those, gosh, yeah, I'm going to family get together and they're going to make a joke. How's that crypto thing doing? And you gotta smile and embrace it during the up markets and during the down markets. Because everybody's rushing to talk about crypto when we're at the top. Hey man, I just picked up a bag of Shiba. What do you think? And take note that, next time that happens, that's your top signal. When the new guy's asking what you think about Shiba, that's your note to hit the exits. Bitcoin posts its worst week since FTX crash. So we're right here. You look data point after data point, we're here. It doesn't get much worse than this. Now, it can get worse for cryptos without utility. And I'm not here to defend some of these other cryptos without utility and what their future use case could be on whether or not people will decide to speculate on these cryptos again like Bitcoin. I'm just throwing my money at utility. And I'm going to show you the XRP cycle that we've seen play out here. Not just once, not just twice, but 3 times, and here it comes again. You want a 10-bagger? Here's a 10-bagger for you. Let's go through the chart. 61,000 face-melting rally that took place in 2017, 2018 probably never happens again. That would be pretty fun. I don't know where XRP would be at if we did 61,000% again, but that was a party. But I should note, you can't even see it on the chart right here. You can't even see it at the end of 2016. XRP did a 60% drawdown before that 60,000% explosion. Right? This is nothing new under the sun. This is nothing new on the XRP price chart. Let's go back to it. So you can see right here, XRP, after topping out at 340, 380, it drops over 96% down here to the low. And by the way, the vertical lines are the U.S. Purchasing Managers Index from the ISM. And this is a very important data point that we see a very tight correlation. See, the green vertical lines is when ISM Purchasing Managers Index is peaking out, and the orange is when it's hitting a low. Just so happens to coincide dang near perfectly with bear market tops, or bear market bottoms and bull market tops. But we move over here to the 2021 rally, which was 1,600% roughly. Right? XRP goes down here. You had a chance to pick it up at 11 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 pennies for an XRP token, all the way up to $2. And know how brutal it was during 2021. If you weren't here, we bag held. I didn't sell any XRP at $2, and I rode it all the way back down, another 85% drop. So in the 2018 bear market to 2019 to the 2020 low, that was a 96% drop for XRP. During the 2022-2023 bear market, and really XRP bottomed out in June of 2022. So let's just say the 2022 bear market brought XRP down another 85% from $2 down to 28 cents. And if you bought at 28 cents, 30 cents, you caught that next wave up, which took us where? Back above $3 for another 10 bagger. 1,160%, all the way up to the $3.66 all-time high. And then we crash again 75%. And in fact, we haven't even done 75% yet. I got my charts kind of full here, but we've actually only done about 71%, I believe, is what the measurement is, down to $1.05. But I measured down to 75 cents here in case we go down to that 88 cent level, right? 88, 90 cents, within that range, that would bring us down about 75%. So let's run through this. Back in 2016, before that 60,000% pump, XRP dumps by 60%, right? In 2018, 2019, XRP dumps 96%. During 2022, 85% dump. During 2026, 71% so far. Maybe we'll do 75% for a dump. But then what happens next? This is when the price explosion happens. Let's go very conservative. If we only pump 300% or so, right? From current levels, 350% takes us to $5. If we pump, I got to adjust this measurement slightly, right about 800%, that takes us to $10. And if we do another 1,000% from current levels, we are heading to, $12, $13. So am I expecting another 60,000% rally like we got in 2017? Absolutely not. Don't need it. We have life-changing gains to make with this sucker just going back up to $8 to $10 this cycle, because you can buy it right now, which I know is hard to do. Right? If you top blasted at $3, if you bought above $2, you used all your dry powder. I understand how difficult it is out here. I allocated all of my dry powder as well too. I'm looking at coins right now that I wish I could make allocations to. I'm having to keep a large portion of my cash to defend my XRP long. So I've tapped out too. I don't have any extra dollars to throw. I'm right there with you. And this is what the market always does. You think it can't go any lower, it pushes it lower. You think you can't be more embarrassed to be in crypto, it's going to make you even more embarrassed. You think you can't feel more like a fool for being in crypto? That's exactly what the market makers are going to do to you right before they allow another 10 bagger to happen for XRP, and it's going to happen for XLM. It's going to happen for HBAR. These assets with real utility. It's going to come back. It's going to be aggressive, and we've shown you time and time again that we don't need hundreds of billions of inflows to pump XRP up to hundreds of billions and $1 trillion plus market cap. It's going to take very little in inflows to get there. They are going to return. Is it, this week, next month? That is not my expectation. But if you can remain patient, if you can remain liquid or at least solvent and hold on to your position, we've seen time after time after time, cycle after cycle after cycle, that this is what comes for XRP. I hope that you guys are in position. Stay tuned. Everything else is at my website, zachrector.com. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you for liking this video, sharing it out far and wide, and we will see you guys in the next one. God bless you all.
I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.